I'm the #1 fisher on my SMP, but the problem is I live on the ground and don't really have a cool place to fish. So today, that's gonna change. I'm gonna be building myself a giant fishing lake where I can catch items as simple as a name tag to even crazy loot like netherite chest plates. So let's hop into my first big project on my SMP. We are back on the SMP, and today we are working on an underground giant lake. If I check the leaderboards, I am #1 in fishing, and I want to have a lake where I can fish in peace. It should be pretty cool. I have an idea for it, and I'm excited to build this thing. So I'm gonna head over to the spot I have laid out for it. First thing we need to worry about is obviously digging out the big area. So we'll get to that now. It's gonna be a little bit of a hallway, and then it's gonna start the room. I think literally right here, we'll start it. With me already finding out where I wanted to build the room, it was time to get to the first step, which is figuring out how big I wanted the room and actually starting to mine it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's gonna be a big room. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we hit a lush cave. All right, we're gonna have to do some work here. What the what did I find? Huh? Oh, I just don't understand where these guys are coming from. I just made like an Enderman farm accidentally. I mean, I'm just confused. Oh. And after getting sidetracked a bit, I finally just got back to mining. Now, chat, this should be easy. We just gotta mine out this big area. All right, let's go. All right, good amount of extra cobble for infinite. The reason I'm gathering cobblestone here is because there's actually another huge project being built on the server, which is Infinite Citadel. He might like cobblestone. Yeah, maybe a little bit. But after dropping that off, I went straight back to mining. I have now moved my beacon, and I can now finish mining out this area. All right, we have mined this out finally. And now all we gotta do is change the walls, change the roof, make the lake area, and basically everything else. We still got a lot more to go, but at least we've made progress today. With the room now cleared out, I started to get indecisive. Throughout this project, I really couldn't decide how big the room should be, so at a lot of points, you'll see me randomly expand the room. I actually think I might want to go one more up. But after expanding up a bit, it was finally time to start setting up the layout of the actual lake. Now we have to make the layout of the pond or lake. I think 5 out, and then it goes down 1. Something like this. Okay. Okay, I think this will be the last layer here. Okay, chat. This is going to be the layout of our lake. But I think I'll probably continue the build tomorrow, probably. I don't think I'm going to do too much more of the build today. So I will continue tomorrow. Coming back on the server the next day, I had an idea for how I wanted to make the lake. All right, we are back on the server and we are working on our fishing lake again. But in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of sand. And I have an idea for what to do for the roof and the walls, but I will also need to gather some materials for that. But after actually gathering all the sand and placing it, I decided that I didn't like how it looked and made some big changes. I think there's not enough walkable area, and I think I do want to do the beach idea where only one section of this is beach. So I think I'm going to need a lot of grass blocks. Maybe I just wasted my time, but at least we decided on that. And after finally deciding on what I wanted to do, I expanded the room once again and went to gather materials. I think we'll expand this out in every direction. 5 blocks, these 2 directions, 10 blocks that way. I think that's the best way. All right, we are now done with the expansions we were gonna do. Okay, we're gonna need some dirt, so we're gonna go get that. Hey, there we go. All right, I think we have enough dirt. We can head back to the base. With me now having all the dirt that I needed, I went back home and started terraforming my lake. So I think what I'm going to do is I think this side will be the beach side and everything else will be like grassland. And I think I like that idea a lot more than what I had here. It was an interesting idea having everything being like beachy, but I think it would look a lot nicer if it's not like that. So that's what we're going to do. Terraforming underground. Okay, I kind of like this. I like how it's coming along. I think this will work. Okay, I think I like this a lot more. Obviously, it looks really empty and kind of weird because it's empty. But, I mean, I'll fill it in with water eventually. I like the shape. I think it should be looking good once I fill it in. I think, honestly, with where we left it off here today, like, we made a good amount of progress. Cleared out a lot more area. Made the entire shape of the lake. And, honestly, I think it's looking pretty good. So, I think for today, that's going to be all the progress we do. And tomorrow, we'll continue with this build. So I'll see you guys then. At this point, the floor was basically done apart from all the details, and it was time to do the roof and the walls. Now, I had an idea, but to pull this off, I was going to need a lot of materials. So, with a new day ahead, let's go get some concrete to start. All right, we are back in our mega underground fishing lake area. We have made a lot of progress, but obviously the roof and the walls are not supposed to be stone like this. So we're gonna have to do a lot of material gathering today. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, hopefully. Okay, we're gonna go get gravel and sand. Let's head out to that beach. Free sand. Okay, hopefully that's enough sand. Let's check the mini-map and let's see where we can find one of those gravel biomes. There's like a gravel beach. I just go straight up, 365,000 around there. Okay, hey, this is it. Damn, perfect. All right, let's make some of this concrete and light blue concrete powder. Holy though. Okay, I mean, this is a lot of concrete powder. Then again, it's gonna take a lot for this build, so there we go. I love concrete. All right, let's do one more tower. Finally. I don't know if it's enough yet. It wasn't, but we'll see. Now all I had to do was start mining the current walls and start placing the new one. But we might as well start. But while I mine out these walls, I just wanted to quickly let everyone know that all these videos are recorded live on my Twitch, where I stream every single day and play a ton of different games with my community. So make sure to check out my Twitch linked in the description. And while you're at it, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe in order to stay up to date with my latest content. All right, let's hop back into the build where I now have to place the walls. All right, now that we've broken down the walls, it's time to start placing the concrete. All right, let's go. Hey, Okay, I like this. Don't worry, chat. The walls aren't gonna look this plain. It looks very plain right now, but I'm gonna make like trees in the walls and different things, like designs on the actual walls to make it stand out a lot more. But for now, I just want to get the sky at least. And we're out of concrete. Woo! So I may have misjudged how much I would need, and I'm gonna have to craft some more concrete. So let's go do that. Okay, we have got the concrete. Okay, now that we have our concrete, we can continue building these walls and stuff. Then we will get to the ceiling afterwards, but first is the walls. That's the most important thing for now. So let's continue here. But there was one problem. For whatever reason, I could just never figure out the right amount of concrete to get. So after placing everything down, I once again had to go get materials, hopefully for the last time. Okay, we're gonna need way more concrete. So we're gonna make some more concrete. But after getting and placing some more concrete, I still didn't have enough. Yeah, I need more concrete, but it's fine. So I got even more and then finally finished up the roof. Oh my God, I'm down to 1 stack. I'm gonna be short. No, please. Come on, this is enough. Yes. Oh my God, with 1 spare concrete. Whew. Thank God. We have finished the walls and the roof. Now here's where I lied. I said I finished up the walls and the roof, but right now the room is completely empty. So it's time for probably the most important part of making this build come to life, which is the detailing. And first up was redoing the bottom of the lake so it didn't look plain and boring. Okay, yesterday I believe I got mud, and that will be for the actual lake. I don't want it to be just all dirt. That'll look very flat and boring. So I think I'm gonna put some mud and use mud bricks and different blocks within the lake to make it just look way more interesting. Okay, honestly, this is looking really good. I think the only thing that's missing is like lights. It's looking really nice though. It looks like a lake belongs here though. With the actual lake finally coming together, it was time for me to tackle one of the main issues with the build so far, which is light. You see, I wanted to make the room feel like we were on the outside, but in order to do this, I was gonna have to figure out a way to make things feel bright while also keeping most of the light sources hidden. And for this, I had an idea. There are certain blocks such as powdered snow and leaves that light can actually pass through. So by using those blocks on the walls and the roof, I could hide frog lights that would make the room feel brighter while also making the room feel a lot less empty. The only problem is I once again had to go gather materials. All right, I think I'm gonna make some trees, like fake trees around. So I gotta get some materials again. We need some leaves for the fake trees. I didn't even mean to place this. Why do I have this in my hand? And then we will also need wood, obviously. All right, that should be enough. Now, all we gotta do is build trees.
What's good, my gang?
I gotta change some things. This is rough. Okay, I actually think this looks pretty good. This is not a bad first tree. We're gonna have trees in the walls and stuff too. Okay, we're making progress. Like actually, this is good progress. I also need to do like hills and stuff though. And after doing some of the trees around the room, I started working on the sky. I built a sun. How does this look? This looks not bad, I think. And then figured out a design for clouds that I could build around the room to light up the sky. So chat, this is my idea with the clouds. We'll do something like this, I think. Oh my God, I'm gonna need so much powdered snow. This is a problem. Oh, I like that. Oh my god.
That looks nice.
Yeah, we're just gonna do a lot more clouds. There's a lot more to go. Okay, it's nice that most of that is lit up and there's not even like torches here. So we're like finally getting it. Well, this is gonna start getting a little bit more annoying. We're gonna have to go over the water a lot more now. I think I'm done making clouds. And now time to do all the other detailing. And as you heard me just say, with the sky now done, it was finally time to get into all the little details that will tie this whole room together. So I built a dock. Okay, I really like this. I made a pathway to the beach. This path feels pretty good. I tried making a lighthouse that didn't really work out. Wait, this doesn't look bad, does it? Or am I insane? I made a lifeguard hut. All right, I think it's fine. Some chairs and towels that people could lay on. Oh, this was kind of cool, no? And then I made a sandcastle. I think that actually doesn't look bad at all. But by the end here, I did a few finishing touches, and then the build was finally done. All right. After weeks of working on our fishing lake, I think it's finally done. Dude, this is insane. I'm actually so happy with how this came out. We can fish. We have tropical fish spawning in the actual lake. We have coral down there, sea pickles down there, frog lights to light everything up. We also have some fireflies around. We have boats under if we want to fish in the boats. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy with how this came out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this this first project. I have another idea already for what I'm going to be doing next. So I will see you guys in the next one.